Steal this call and response drop formula. After 4 bars, put the dirty lead theme 1 octave up and lower the bass from the first root note to the 4th position.
If you really want a good time, maybe you should get up on the floor.
I bet you don't know this vocal trick. Load up an envelope follower on the vocal track. Map it to the delay's dry-wet. Activate the remote mode and set the map from 32% to 0%. Turn up the gain to 12 decibels and fall to 30%. Now the delay only activates when the volume of the vocal decreases.
Don't wanna close my eyes, 'cause with you I can fly.
Let's add some excitement to this percussion loop. We are using redux and echo to add texture and dimension, followed by utility. The reverb at the end adds some space. The secret is in the complex automation. We modulate the sample rate of redux and echo's time and dry-wet parameters. Lastly, we automate utility's gain. This way, the loop sounds different every time we bring the sound in. Too lazy to automate? You're missing out. Automation is key in creating impactful drops and transitions. Here, we're automating about 10 parameters of the lead. Let's look at the most important ones. Filter cutoff, to open up the sound and add tension. Envelope sustain, to add volume or even more brightness. Envelope release, to elongate the duration of every note. Distortion dry, wet, to add more upper harmonics, therefore more tension. Cathedral reverb send, to create a long effect tail after everything goes quiet and in anticipation of the drop. Are your hats too static? Try this. Draw a 16th note pattern and lower the velocity on the 2nd and 4th position. Add Ableton's Tremolo FX. Choose a 3/16 rate. Dial in amount and shape for a smooth effect. Does your wide bass lack mono compatibility? Try this. We start with this sustained bass and turn it into a sublayer. This is what you feel in the club. An EQ cuts the frequencies at 100 Hz, and the track is set to mono. Instead of throwing tons of FX on the sub, we are going to duplicate it to create a width layer. We flip the EQ and set the bass frequencies to mono. This is what you hear in the club. Then we apply overdrive and erosion for texture. For width, we apply chorus, echo, and reverb. Now we have a wide, crunchy layer that pops through the mix and a strong sub in the middle. Elements of an energetic melodic techno track. starting with a pointy kick and syncopated bass notes for foundation. Subtle swing is responsible for the dancey groove. Characteristic 16th note and offbeat hats play the top line, and orchestral fills add to the rhythm. Stabby synth layers cover some of the harmonics, while rhythmic vocals fill in the gaps.
If you really want a good time, maybe you should get up on the floor.
The arrangement boasts a contrasting A and B section to keep the listener engaged.
If you really want a good time, maybe you should get up on the floor. Won't be my cup, ain't no giving up. I just wanna dance a little more. If you really want a good time.
Layer your stabs like a pro. Smart layering equals richer sound. Layer 1, deep foundation. A plucky envelope, sine sub, wide saw, and Monster 2 for extra flavor. Layer 2, grit and texture. Add frequency modulation and more frequencies with an open filter. Layer 3, extreme. Use phasing oscillators, a rounded saw, and a fast modulated band filter. Pro tip, map all 3 layers to one knob using macros like pitch bend for easy control. Don't forget, separate each patch with EQ and apply distortion, phaser, reverb, and delay to your patches to taste. Try it out. Punchy and clean mixing with these return channel tricks. First, go to your reverb and echo return channels and roll off any low frequencies with an EQ. Next, create a new audio track and load up a compressor. Activate the sidechain and select the kick as a trigger so the return tracks are only ducked by the kick's transient. Next, send all your return channels to the new audio track. Set the track's monitoring to in. Turn the sidechain's high-pass filter up, set the ratio to infinite. Activate peak mode, dial in a fast attack and release, and put the threshold down. Now the whole ambiance makes enough space for the kick to punch through. Try it out. Let's turn this vocal into a robot. Add a vocoder to the vocal track. Set the carrier to external. Next, create a Midi track. Add Serum with a simple saw wave and sine wave. And play the second octave root of the track. Deactivate the synth track, go back to the vocal, and select the new synth inside the vocoder. Melodic Techno producers, we've got you covered. Now available, the PML Melodic Techno Academy Vol.2. Start to finish Melodic Techno. Learn the sound of the season with Tantum. Discover industry mixing and mastering techniques. Final Request spills the secrets on low-end hacks. Write powerful leads and hooks with Yannick Mounts. Learn arrangement with Dahu. Unlock the art of remixing with Ruda Hagelstein. Armada A&R, Sana, improves your label applications. Releasing artists, Final Request, and Tantum share career and production tips. The Academy comes with a full album of educational project files, problem-solving sample packs, state-of-the-art Serum presets and Midis,